Hello, and welcome to another week of the Abuse Cartoons live stream. Well, the camera's really close. Let's see here. All right, I think that works. So good to see everybody. Hey Plexus, hey K5, hey Jose. Good to see you. And I am back again this week. It is a ghost town here in Japan. People are being asked to stay home or go late to work. Yeah, it took a while to get back from... so I go to a university in the mornings, and it took a while to get back just because of the route I was taking. I'm trying not to take the subway because they're warning that the air in the subway is pretty uncirculated. So if anybody's down there with anything, you're going to be breathing it. So I just took the elevated trains and came back around. But I made it here. Yeah. The box made it. Yeah, that was great to see Hyphonics actually get the box and open it up. Yeah, there's a lot of funny stuff that came with that. But yeah, that squid is nasty, and it's just the whole tentacle. It's the whole, arm of the squid. You got the little suction cups and everything. Yeah, and it smells bad. I think the vinegar squid doesn't smell quite as bad because it's a real heavy vinegar smell, but the dried squid and the other stuff that I sent him is terrible. It smells just rotten. And that's, of course, what you get people opening up on the train and buses and stuff around here. So occasionally you get this really foul, dead oceanside smell, this low tide by the sea smell. And yeah. So that was great, and it was great to see. And I like that's one thing I wanted to talk about that he brought up right away when he was talking about Japan and being respectful to the culture. The funny thing is, for Japanese people, nothing is racist. Like, that's a very American thing. And so if you would make fun of how Japanese people talk or make fun of anything, they don't see that as insulting. It's kind of a difficult thing, I guess, because it's a very homogenous country. Everyone's the same culture, same religion, same race here. There's very little variation in that, and so people aren't fighting for dominance, like a cultural dominance, or not trying to be the the most successful group, because kind of everybody is. Yeah. So but the panic. Yeah. Japan is pretty. They don't express a lot, so people are just kind of panic buying toilet paper. But things are pretty much under control. They had the schools closed, and the university I'm at. Sorry. The university I'm at is only professors and faculty now. There's no students there right now, and they're trying to kind of limit everything and kind of what everybody is doing. So not so. Oh wow, yeah, I heard a lot of public events and sport events are getting closed. Yeah, that's crazy. Why toilet paper? Of all the things that you would need to survive, I mean, I think you could survive running out of toilet paper. There's plenty of stuff to wipe your ass with if things got desperate. But that's a very funny panic buying thing. And originally it started in Japan with people warning they're running out of masks. And then it's going to start to include all paper products. And so even paper towels, people started panic buying paper towels and toilet paper here. So, yeah, very crazy. Nice. So you're in Fiji, Jose. Nice. Yeah, you got that down. You'll survive fine as long as you keep the population nice and tender. So the racism thing is very funny because Japanese people don't see things as racist, and so it's funny if you just nothing affects them because you're not going to knock them out of their spot of dominance in Japan. So some foreigner comes here and he, does something that would be very offensive or very racist to Asian Americans or Asian Canadians or whatever. but it doesn't, it's meaningless. And just like profanity in English is meaningless here. So you have the F word on TV and things in Japan because people don't know that it's actually that bad or should be censored. But I think it's because, everybody is an invader in, Canada, Australia, America, like all of the colonies, all countries that were colonized by Western Europeans so everyone's an invader, and so everyone's fighting to be the dominant group and get the most respect, and anybody that you can, use, mockery, put them in an undesirable group or make fun of them, using their race or using their, their language or their religion or whatever. Anybody that you can kind of isolate and put in a group, you can kind of disconnect from the access to the power, to the money. And that just doesn't exist here. So there isn't racism. I mean, Japanese people are, in our definition, incredibly racist and incredibly xenophobic. They've got a lot of fear of foreigners and different types of foreigners. But the funny thing that I heard someone say that I think is very true is Japanese people don't think they're better than you. They know they're better than you. So it's not a matter of racist thinking. It's just like, no, in Japan, we are as good as it gets. And in our culture, in our upbringing, that's what we're told. So why would we, ever be offended by something racist you said, because you're not Japanese? But, but I think I think that was more, that's a very interesting thing. I don't think they were offended by the racism. I think they were, that was kind of really insulting to Japanese culture as far as disrespecting a dead body and disrespecting, because the religion here is really strict about what happens to the soul after the I think most of the upset came from the English speaking world, and of course online that was the English speaking kind of YouTube world. But I think that the messing with or having to in any way interacting with a dead body, because they cremate here, there may be a few rare instances of people buried because they're Christian, but for the most part, everyone's cremated here, and the spirit is thought of in a very different way. And I think anybody messing with someone's dead body, especially a suicide, is interfering with the chance of their spirit ascending. So that's incredibly disrespectful on more of a religious, cultural way, not so much a racist, racial way. But it's a really sensitive thing, because I think Japan still hasn't come to terms or isn't really comfortable with its suicide rate and the factors that cause it and what that actually means, because each religion has its own ideas about what happens to you if you commit suicide. What kind of a sin that is. And so I think that was an especially sensitive topic. And the Jake Paul was fucking around and trying to do something provocative and offensive, and unfortunately he picked like the worst possible thing in Japan. I think there were a lot of other things that wouldn't have offended Japanese people, but messing with a dead body is a little bit creepy, just because of the culture here. But that was a real interesting thing. But so I think that's really funny. It's a uniquely, maybe like North American, maybe Australia and New Zealand have that same sort of thing, where because everybody is basically an interloper, everyone that's like doing well in those countries came there and took it over. You have the tension of bringing up any differences between people also creates a chance that you're going to marginalize them and being able to alienate them, and then be able to make laws about them not being able to own houses or not being able to live in certain areas, which is something that happened in like the early history, I think, of all of those countries. So that's where that weird racial racist sensitivity comes from. And I think all of those countries would be a much happier place to live if we could, if there was racial humor and people could make fun of each other's differences. But instead, it's just become this hypersensitivity because everyone wants access to the success and the wealth of these countries, the job market, the real estate markets, and everything. And anything that kind of separates you from the main group is something that can take that away from you, as a group. So it's weird. It's kind of like America feels like a group of people, like a group of probably English, I guess, would be the earliest settlers, like a group of English bank robbers went into a bank. The people that own the bank don't have any concept of ownership, but they have this incredible, a vault full of incredible wealth that renews itself. It's renewable resources. It's endless. There's never going to be an end to the money that comes out of that vault. So in the midst of this bank robbery, the robbers just decide, well, let's just live here. Let's just build a town within this bank, and then we're going to fight anybody that tries to stake a claim to the wealth that we're getting out of this country. And it's a lot more complicated than that, but it has the mentality, like all of the groups in America that are crying. It's much more complicated than that. But people that are sensitive, especially the newer groups. I mean, you can understand. Yeah, I don't know. This is really, really not something I should go on too much about, I guess, on a live stream. But it just seems like it's just a fight for wealth, and so you can boil down pretty much anyone, and even political correctness and wokeness and everything. You can really boil that down to just access to money and just access to jobs, and creating this new system of speaking and believing and everything to get access to media jobs or to be a politician. It's crazy, but it's kind of all based on that. And I think I don't know why England is doing it as much as they are, but for America it makes sense because we always created these little systems that you had to work within if you wanted to get access to all the good stuff. But American history is much more complicated than that, but it seems to always come down to the money. Well, thank you. Thank you, Plexus. Yeah, I don't want to rant too much. I'm recording. I'm like going to be archiving this live stream, so I don't want to rant too much about my odd takes on things. But that does, you feel that all the time when people are trying to say that they've been hurt or offended. It's just that they're worried about their access to money, and it's all just a fight for all the money that can be made, because so many other systems or so many other countries that aren't based on people kind of taking over an uncolonized land, or a raw natural land, are they don't have those kind of problems because they mostly develop class systems. And of course, Europe, that was all already built in once you got to the Middle Ages. But the countries that are more free of class systems have that sensitivity, because I guess it's just a constant fear of America developing a class system. That would be the that would be the worst thing that could happen to a lot of people in America, is that they just started to draw those lines, because unfortunately in America, race and class sometimes line up, and that's what I think, that's the trap that America needs to avoid. So enough about that, but I just thought that was funny. The Hyphonics reaction right away is, I want to be careful because I don't want to be racist to Japanese, but Japanese people in Japan think it's funny. I mean, it's not offensive. But unfortunately, I think if America keeps exporting this kind of woke thing that's going on, people are going to start imitating it if they think it's kind of an attractive culture. And you even see countries like China trying to use America's racial sensitivity against it, because Chinese are just like Japanese. They don't care what you call them. They know that they're better than everybody. They just have this arrogance and self-confidence, and they're not worried about an opinion of Americans, but they know Americans are very weak if they are called, their weakness is being called racist. And so, I'm so sorry. Do whatever you want because you you called me racist, so I'm going to let you do whatever you want. And China has definitely been pulling the race card when they don't actually, that's not even something they believe in. Oh, thanks. Thanks, K5. Yeah, it's a funny thing. But I was glad to see that on the stream. I didn't catch the whole unboxing live. I caught just kind of the very end of it, and it looks like the stream, there was some connection problems. I don't know if that was YouTube or he was saying that the maybe the internet service was crapping out on him, but the stream was dropping, and so that was too bad. Yeah, because I caught just the end of everything before he moved into the I don't know the English version of the Disney movie, the Inside Head it's called in Japan, but that the one about the kids' colorful emotions. But that was a really good gag too. He comes up with really original stuff and like technically handles it really well. The stuff he's able to do with green screen and stuff is great. I can't imagine. It seems like there's got to be so much prep, there's so much planning and like figuring out how he's going to execute certain things, but he pulls it off, really well. And in that, it's just very impressive. I banned you. Really, Ben? What? Really? Oh, you're talking to Plexus. Sorry. Sorry, I missed it. Some drama. I missed the first part of the chat. So denial of service? Oh, that sucks. Hey, Ben. We got chat drama. But yeah, it's I'm just drawing boxes again. Yeah, sorry. I guess when I'm talking and drawing, I just end up drawing boxes. Nice. Yeah, good to see everybody. Yeah, one of these days, if I can get my schedule working better, I can get here earlier today or do an extra stream during the week, and I'll notify. I'll put some kind of. I'll do like I can't do that yet. I can't do posts on YouTube yet. I don't have enough subscribers, but yeah, I'll do something. I'll maybe just Twitter to let you know if there's going to be an additional day. But let's see. Yeah, so everyone is still, even like the professors that I talked to, they're all, it's the pharmacology department, so they're all drug research related. So none of them are virologists or anything, so they don't have direct, in-depth knowledge of viruses. But everybody is just wait and see because the Japanese government doesn't really know if what they're doing is going to help at all. They're just hoping it will. And they're already talking about the virus mutating, so we're gonna have a new corona corona 2. We're already having so it's different than other viruses that people have dealt with before, just because it stays contagious and active without symptoms so long, and now they think that it may have mutated faster, so that's fun. My favorite news story was that China is now saying that yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. The Chinese government now, though, is saying all of the new cases are coming from outside of China, from Iran and Italy. So they're blaming those countries for the continued continuation of the virus, because China has it totally under control. It's definitely now Italy's fault. And I didn't realize that the reason that it spread so much in Italy is probably because of their economy. They have a lot of Chinese in Italy for business. So there's a lot of, I don't know if they're, expats like living abroad, but they probably bought up some of the industry in northern Italy, people were saying. so there was actually a lot of Chinese, and I did hear that in Italy, China requested Chinese language police officers, which there are no Italians that speak Chinese, so they imported some Chinese police because the Chinese tourists were getting robbed and rolled in Italy frequently, and the police were just kind of ignoring, if they didn't speak Italian, they were just kind of ignoring their them reporting what happened. And so the government's talked, and now there's Chinese police in Italy to speak Chinese. Yeah, it's crazy. And we're not getting good information out of China, so we're just going to have to wait and see what the truth is, and everybody's like reality of dealing with it is going to be different. The thing that is really disturbing, though, is just like during the Beijing Olympics, China used that situation to kind of elevate the security, so the kind of surveillance state that they have. That was their opportunity to kind of escalate in the number of cameras and the face recognition software and everything. For security purposes of the Olympics, they kind of improved everything, and now that's being used on their citizens. And this monitoring state that they have, where you basically can if you sign up for an app, you can follow what color you're being represented as, which is like a danger, like how dangerous you are to spread virus. So and people are saying it's just nonsense. The app itself is run by the government, and if it tracks you going, just driving your car through or near the area, it changes your color level, the danger that you pose to spreading the virus, and it's become a kind of rat on your friends kind of. Hey, British Bee. Nice. I'm glad this this has some instructional value, but the surveillance state is going up to another level, and they're encouraging people to kind of rat on each other and to say, oh, I think I saw him cough, and report people. So both on WeChat and whatever is the approved social media in China, you can just like rat on people through social media in China if you suspect them of possibly being contagious. That's insane. So what's going to happen is, once the virus is no longer a threat and things are under control, they're going to keep that whole system and just adapt it to do whatever. So instead of being contagious, they'll explain. They'll use it to people that have said things about the government. People, it'll be a test of how loyal you are to the party. So it's really scary. So all of that stuff, just like Homeland Security in America after 9/11, we stayed in that same state of readiness, and maybe that's protected the U.S. against further attacks, but it's also made everybody a lot more easy to collect data on and record their phone calls and everything else. But I'm trying, British Bee. I'm warming up. Yeah, I just got I think I explained this tablet fights a bit with the drivers in Windows. So every time, if the computer's been restarted or anything, every time I'm doing anything with the tablet, I got to get used to the sensitivity again, because the level of sensitivity. So usually I'm at like 50 pixels for the brush, and that gives me a good line variation. But now I'm at 90 because it's not as sensitive. Like I can't, no matter how hard I push, I can't get the full thickness of a 90 pixel stroke. So yeah, it's a little funny. So every time Photoshop is a little bit odd. So I'll try not to draw boxes. It's something I always have to mess around with. So that's why I spend so much time. And also talking and drawing, I'm still not very good at it. I've been doing it for a couple of years now, and I still distract myself. But yeah, I think that's the biggest concern. I don't know if Chinese people they even notice anymore when more and more of their civil rights. Well, there aren't civil rights in China, but more of their rights, their human rights are taken away because they just have to adapt to it and accept the new normal of now there's an additional way you can be reported to the government and all that stuff. Yeah, I can't imagine. And that's going to mean strange things too for tourism in China, because I'm sure they'll start a file on you. And if you're a frequent visitor, you might have a nasty surprise one of the times you come back. If something ugly's gotten into your record, well, just like they grabbed the Wall Street Journal reporters that weren't following what the government said. My rambling is boring. Uh-oh. You'll link me. Oh, no. Oh, no. The threat of linking. Oh, that was the... Yeah, I really should. I want to try to do that. Definitely. Oh, would I miss Jose? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I should do it more often. It's just, my schedule is just kind of messed up. And I work on a podcast and another YouTube channel, which takes most of my time. And so I've got to use every bit of free time to kind of do the production work, the post-production work, and release stuff on that channel. But yeah, it's but the funny thing is I never realized how much my book of these cartoons looked like a children's book when Iphonics was showing it on the stream, and somebody in the chat was like, "Get rid of that third grade crap, and eat the squid." I thought that was funny that that's exactly what it looks like, because with just one line of text and a like a goofy, colorful picture, it does look like a kid's book. That's really, never thought of it that way before, because I was so obsessed with the what it's based on, or the style, the magazine kind of cartoon style that it's based on. I guess this is still a box. Sorry, yeah, I am not an amazing teacher. But this is okay, so here's a little teaching. If you want to reproduce or make a very flexible digital drawing. So I'm drawing digitally. This is just black. I'm drawing with the pencil, so I'm just drawing pixels. I'm not drawing there's no aliasing on this, but I'm drawing at 600 DPI, so the resolution is really high. So you can see, the resolution is pretty high, but you can see in my drawing that it just looks like crap. Like you zoom in and I'm just making black pixels. It's all just one big black and white only, no gray bitmap. But because it's such high resolution, it gets aliased when it's resized, and you get the aliasing from being scaled down, but it kind of it blends the coloring and the edges and things together. So it looks a little bit more like the marker, the Sharpie on paper that I used to draw on. But this also lets me then print these images at a huge resolution. So I can do posters and large scale prints of things. But it doesn't change how I draw. I'm still drawing the same scale, but it's very high resolution. So that's a good thing too. It's a good trick to use, because a lot of the problems that people get into with digital art is they draw at a scale where it's not too overwhelming, because especially a lot of digital painting. But if you do digital painting at too low a resolution, it's kind of useless. And if you've ever bought any books of video game art, or just art books based on, you know, a card game or whatever that people have done digitally, sometimes you'll see they have the original art is such low resolution that they can't even really print it. It works fine on the screen, but they can't print it because of the resolution problems. All right, so what am I drawing? Let's get rid of this. Well, yeah, that box is a little too wonky. But yeah, so you're not going to learn, I guess, me just drawing these little things. Yeah, I do a lot of illustration in vector. This was just the best way to simulate my style and give me the kind of almost the flexibility of vector. But I do. Here, let me just see if I've got something real quick to show you. But I do also use a lot of vector for illustrations. I can't even think of what I've got where. But yeah, so vector works really well for that other, you know, the flexibility of being able to make it unlimited size. Yeah, let me see if I can open something quick. So here's just another example of my cartooning stuff in vector. Let's see. This is just a postcard that I did for a art show in Japan. I think it'll open. It'll have to. Yeah, just a sec. But yeah, I kind of go back and forth. I don't see the have the I don't. It doesn't have the flexibility. There's like advantages. You don't have to worry about your line pressure and stuff because you can simulate the variety of line thicknesses. And it's oh, hello. Oh, there we go. All right. Well, let's just do this real quick. Sorry for the mess. But here's vector art that I did. So it was just based on a quick marker drawing, and then I went back and recreated it as a vector illustration. So yeah, so something like that. So that's me drawing in vector art, but it's not as flexible, or it's not as I don't know what it is. It doesn't have as much of my touch to it. So so that's my cartooning style with vector art. And then of course this little beach oni I can scale up to insane resolution because it's a vector object. But drawing and like pulling points and connecting lines and dots and things, it's not as much like drawing. So I don't feel like I'm connecting as much with it, but it's a great way to kind of represent stuff. Yeah, but I do kind of go back and forth. A lot of the commercial stuff I do in vector just for the safety of having the flexibility of editing, and it's really easy to change colors and things with vector. So when you get clients that are kind of complaining or want a lot of changes, vector gives you that flexibility and makes things go a lot faster. What's going on? But let's try that again. Yeah, I'm not getting if you can see the line, yeah, I'm not getting the sensitivity that I need. Oh yeah, I should do a Hyphonics logo. Yeah, I should do that in a vector program though. Yeah, I was thinking about doing doing a cartoon version of him. If I get a chance, I'll do that. Yeah. Yeah, I will. I will give that some thought. Nice. All right. All right, so let's... I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't come in with any big ideas. So here's half of something. Is it a tomato or an orange? What is it? All right. But yeah, I'll just keep coming up with some objects until I see something. Yeah, see something going on between them. Some kind of gag. Oh, cool. T-shirt ideas. Oh, yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, that'd be really fun. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at... do some photo references and do some version of him. That'd be great for a T-shirt illustration. All right, what's going on here? Yeah, the line's a little rough, but all right. Yeah, let's try this. But yeah, I try to stick to a real standard kind of, I don't know if it's like a 3/4 perspective or whatever, to try to give things a little bit of similarity so they actually look like they're in the same place. Because it's really easy if you're just doodling things to draw them so differently that they don't look like they exist together in the same space. All right. Yeah. Trying to think of the shape of instant coffee. Yeah, instant coffee is crazy popular here, which I didn't realize. I guess Nescafe has a big market in Japan. I guess because it's just convenient. But it's funny because the one of the Ghibli movies that is kind of supposed to be set in fantasy Europe, they show like the woman that owns the bakery or whatever in the movie making instant. I mean, it's supposed to be like like 19th century Europe, and the woman is making instant coffee in her bakery. So I don't know if that's terribly accurate, but I thought that was funny. I think that's like, it's definitely a 20th century invention. But yeah, that was a great mistake. But I guess because it's fantasy Europe, maybe it's the Europe that invented instant coffee. Sorry, K5. I just mentioned coffee again. It's an ongoing temptation. Yeah, I'm always drinking coffee, watching this chat. Or watching your chat, doing this live stream. All right. Yeah, sorry, the camera seems really close this week. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I think we've got another week of ghost town Japan until they decide what to do, and then it's going to get into the spring break, the spring holiday here. So basically everyone's got a month off of school, public schools and universities, and everyone's going to be out for a month, and they're going to see if that helps. And of course they closed Disney and Universal Studios Japan and everything. Your neighbor's on meth? Oh man. He must be beating you crazy with reps, and if he's on meth and you're not. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. But yeah, see, if I stop talking, then I just stop talking. I guess then I'll get more drawing done. Oh, crack. Oh, well, that's that's better. Yeah, that's something. It's really strange to be living in a country that's never had a drug like epidemic of any kind. They just protected themselves, and probably did what the Philippines is trying to do now. They just killed everybody that tried to bring drugs into the country when that wasn't so noticeable. But I'm sure that all right, so one of these is like butter. Yeah. But yeah, that's it's a funny thing because just so used to dealing with what the latest social problem is in the US, and now it's all heroin. That's all people getting hooked on opioids from their doctor and then having to buy street heroin to keep their habit going. And everyone, just like podcasts and things I listen to, there people living in New York are just saying, the streets are just, or sidewalks are just full of zombie people that are on heroin, standing up and just kind of, like a zombie bent over. But even like small towns and stuff got hit hard with that, not just the big cities. Let's close this line. All right. Well, I guess we're in breakfast mode here. Wow. Yikes. Let's try that again. Oh, this is very thick toast. That's the one thing they have here too, is the kind of loaves of bread, like the traditional kind of, I don't even know, they call it shokopan here, but because it's just a very foreign style of bread, and bread is a very foreign thing anyhow in Japan. They like regular loaves of bread, like bakeries will make them, and then each slice is they'll pre-slice it, but each slice the thickness of it is just based on how many slices are in, how many slices you want. So there's a standard kind of loaf that's just like that, and then they'll either slice it in, 4 or 5, 6, or 7 slices, and of course 7 is the thinnest, but you get the same amount of bread, and it costs the same, but they'll just slice it in a different number, which gives you a different thickness. So if you get 4 slices, you get very thick toast, very thick bread. So that's what this looks like. Yeah, but I don't know where who they learned that from, if it's a Japanese invention or if a lot of their the things that happened as far as like how they make cakes and things are all imported. So some European tradition kind of stuck. And a lot of the foreign influence came from the Portuguese. So that's a very odd, not such a huge mainstream or dominant culture in Europe. I mean, I guess it was at the time that they came to Japan, but it's funny that there's a lot of Portuguese words in Japanese, loan words, and then the kind of styles of some of the food were all learned from Portugal. So, yeah, that makes it funny. But you can also then tell the kind of age of a foreign word in Japan based on what language it came from. So all of the what's going on? All the more recent stuff is all English, and specifically like American English, loan words like internet and things like that. But older stuff comes from German and Portuguese and Spanish a lot more, because that was who taught them everything. Oof, what's going on? Yeah, right. I don't know if I'll get censored or not. Yeah, I guess people were talking, like people don't say coronavirus on their YouTube videos because I guess maybe there's like auto demonetization if you say coronavirus, because I guess they're trying to, just like the Chinese are trying to, they're trying to limit the amount of just rumors and wild speculation and things about the virus. So yeah, YouTube is demonetizing the mentions, and I guess especially in titles and stuff it's even easier, but people aren't even saying coronavirus on YouTube videos, worrying about demonetization. Yeah, it's funny. What was the incel? Yeah, people on the other YouTube channel, there was somebody that was making some insane comment on one of the videos, and they kept using incel, and it just got blocked. That word gets flagged. Incel and Nazi get flagged by YouTube in comments. So they will make your comment either get auto deleted or whatever the settings are, or get held for review. Yeah, I can't even think like what are the aside from allergy masks and gloves and things, I can't even think of what our image of coronavirus is yet. Besides Chinese people wrapped in hazmat suits. I'll be amazed if China is able to put the blame on some foreign power for this outbreak. It wasn't us, because they can get their own people to believe anything. So it'll be funny to see if that actually happens, if it's all America's fault, this virus, because they're already trying to blame Italy. All right. What's on? Oops. All right. Yeah, I'll definitely, especially during all this weird downtime that I've got, I'll definitely try to do more live streaming. And it might not be this cartoon. I might do something else. Other creative stuff, because I have a comic that need to work on the 4th issue of. Oh, and that's done in vector. So yeah, and I guess I did that in vector because I was really afraid of resolution problems and stuff with the Japanese printer, because they've got really odd sizes of things that they want to print stuff at. It's not all like true European paper sizes. So I was really worried to spend all this time drawing a comic book and then not be able to print it, or have to, kind of stretch it or do something stupid to get it to print. So I did it. And also because I was doing it bilingual, so I did it both in Japanese and English. And I needed to relay it out. So the gimmick, do I have one within reach? Well, maybe I'll get one. If I take a break, I'll get one. But I did a yes. That's right. Bad karma for China. But yeah, so I did a bilingual comic that reads left to right English and right to left Japanese, and it meets in the middle. So kind of like one of those flip cover comics that Marvel used to do, except it doesn't flip. It reads opposite orientations, because that worked well with Japanese and English. So I'll show that if I step away from this seat for a minute. But yeah, I've got 3 issues of that, so I want to work on the 4th one for the next, well, if there is one, but the next Tokyo Comic Con. Yeah, actually, they're probably not going to have that this year, because I think it's pretty early summer. Yeah, so many things are going to get canceled if we don't see a slowdown in new cases of corona. Oh, sorry. Yeah, there was the article about the Corona beer company. They're doing like a hard seltzer or something. There's like some new line of beverage that they were releasing. And I don't know if the marketing people were just like, hell yeah, our brand name is in everybody's mouth right now, so why don't we take advantage of it? But they're doing some new drink line, some not non-beer line, and they just released it. And there was something the marketing tagline was really tasteless too, and it was hard to tell if it was intentional or not, but it was coming to you from across the sea or something. It was something really weird, something that you could actually correlate to the virus. It was very odd. But yeah, speaking of Genghis Khan, or was it Genghis Khan? The whole series of the hardcore history about Genghis Khan is crazy. What's that guy's name? The historian that's got the really famous hardcore history podcast. Yeah, that's some entertaining stuff to listen to, because his like tone is kind of in the middle between boring history professor and more lively kind of sports commentary. So it works pretty well. Oops. There we go. Oh, that was something, I forget. I think those were just YouTube videos. But I was watching about Kublai Khan, I guess the son or grandson, whoever. But when he had control of China, they were actively, I guess because they sent emissaries to Japan to kind of open trade, and Japan just kind of ignored them. They got really insulted and kept sieging. Hey, Jafar, thanks for the subscription. They got frustrated and just sieged Japan, but even though the tactics were very different. Hey, Flix, thanks for the subscription. Yeah, they it was a very, very, very different combat style, but Japan was able to repel them every time, and Kublai Khan never overtook Japan, even though it was their ideas of warfare were totally different, and a lot of the Mongols kind of laughed at a lot of what Japan thought was scary. Like they had their archers had whistling arrows. Hey, CX Network on on Twitch or on YouTube. Nice. Iphonics Raid. But and EBZ. Oh, I saw some of that drama, some of the EBZ drama on the last live stream. Nice. Well, excellent. Well, thank you, Hyphonics. I appreciate people visiting. And EBZ I have to thank as well. I think I've gotten rated the last 2 weeks by EBZ as well. So are they competitors or friends, Hyphonics and EBZ? Are they because I couldn't quite tell the relationship. I don't know if they play it up for drama or what was going on there, but there was a little drama on the stream that I was watching. I think the stream with the unboxing. Or maybe the one before. But yeah. Thank you, EBZ. Thanks, Dirty Tampon. And thank you, EBZ. Nice name. That must play well with the ladies. I see. Okay. I got you now. So it must be the thing. I gotcha. See, I need these things explained to me. That's sad. That tells you too much about my my age. But I see. A very angry man who does not like Iphonics. Thank you. That's funny. Nice. Oh yeah, that was great. It was great to see him eat the squid. Yeah, I've really had, like, if you get really at a nice restaurant, if you get squid in Japan, it's amazing. I've had squid that is like as tender and as good as like a steak, like depending on how it's prepared. But and then there's other times where it's so miserable to chew and you can't. It's just like you'll never finish chewing it. It's like eating tripe, it's like cow stomach. You never finish chewing it. It just goes on and on. Oh, cool. CX Mansion. Oh yeah, the road. So I got to explain that. Yeah, so so people were asking on one of the live streams, what's behind you? Because there's just curtains behind me because I have to block out the sun or else it screws up the camera, and I'm just a silhouette. And so instead of opening the windows and having the sun blow the camera out, I just pointed another webcam out the window, and so that's what's right outside my office right now. So it's kind of a main road in Osaka, Japan. So this is Route 1 running kind of through the middle of the city, and it's downtown Osaka, and it's for K5 to be able to spec all the sweet rides in Japan. So yeah, that's what's going on behind me. And so sometimes when you'll hear like sirens or something on my microphone, sometimes my microphone picks up street noise. You'll be able to actually see what's making all that noise. And if you see everybody walking past has got a mask on, yeah, so people are all. But it's also allergy season as well. It's also hay fever season here, so people normally wear masks during this season as well, but I think a lot of it is virus inspired. Because if you're outside, I don't think you're in as much trouble as if you're stuck in a metal box with a bunch of people or sitting in an office or a movie theater. Oh, that's another thing. The movie theaters are closed here. Yeah, today it's kind of miserable rain. Today it's a little warmer, but a little miserable rainy day. So it's in the teens though, Celsius wise in the teens. So not too bad. It doesn't ever get below 0 Fahrenheit in Osaka, or not very often. It just kind of hovers around freezing all winter. But we're in early spring now, so things are getting better. I'm doing boxes again. Let's see. Oh, excellent. Hey, Phonics. Yeah. I'm glad the package made it, and yeah, I'm glad they didn't steal anything out of it. That's great. Yeah, thanks a lot. It's it was really fun to watch, and yeah, you did a great job. Everything is really funny on your stream, so I appreciate it. Very cool. Nice. Oh, sweet. Okay. Nice. Is it the game? Is it because he was talking about RuneQuest game streaming? So is that which is which? Because I've only watched I guess the main channel on YouTube, but I'll have to take a look at other stuff. All right, so here's a bunch of breakfast. Yeah, RuneScape. Oh, cool. Cool. All right. So, oh yeah, that's right. I just had a bunch of boxes on this side. Wow, moving slow today. Oh, sweet. Yeah, old school RuneScape. That's awesome. Ah. Yeah, I used to play a lot. I'm kind of back in that heyday. Played a lot of MMOs, but with all the other stuff that I'm doing, I guess, and I'm doing a lot more kind of tabletop and board game stuff now. But it's hard to make the time for MMOs. I really wouldn't mind like catching up on like Final Fantasy 14, or even just like Grand Theft Auto online, or Red Dead Redemption 2 online. I wouldn't mind having some time with that, but I just can't. I can't find the time. And so that's a problem. Like if you want to do creative work, or try to maintain a podcast schedule, that's the thing that sucks. Is when anything you're doing, you're not generating content, or not feeling like you're getting any actual work done. It really you can't enjoy it. So it's only when you legitimately have downtime or legitimately have vacation that you can really, waste some time online. But otherwise, you feel like you should be doing something. So that's funny. Yeah, I got I've got a new PC at home. I should try that. I should set up some gaming stream, and I could especially do that for the hobby channel, the tabletop channel, because I was playing some. On that channel, I tried to do some Vermintide, but on this PC that I'm on right now, the video card's too out of date, so it was really lagging. But, yeah, I should give that a shot. Oh, yeah, Contra. Yeah. Yeah, I should give... I have a couple of people have recommended the old school RuneScape. I guess they did an updated version. They tried to update it, but, yeah, the old one is still the best. Oh yeah, that's another thing that I've got to do is some because there's, especially like where I live, there's like a temple at the top of, like, I live in the mountainside, and there's like a temple on top of the mountain. So like doing a stream from there, I think I can get a decent signal just with my phone, but that would be really fun. Just do some stuff around the city. Yeah, that's something too. There's a lot of cool stuff around Osaka City to stream. Whoa, there's some big hate for the new RuneScape. That's funny. Yeah, I wonder why they tried to update it. I guess it's just greed, like anything else. What was the because they tried to do an update to one of the other old RPGs. I'm totally blanking, but yeah, they just abandoned that as well. But yeah, so Vermintide is done by the same guys that did Left 4 Dead, or it's the same style of game, so it's a kind of cooperative, like first person, just hack and slash, where you're just like killing hordes of ratmen. Sorry, ratmen instead of zombies. But yeah, I like that because I like the old school Warhammer Fantasy setting. Yeah, no, I think that's a really good idea. Yeah, the only thing I gotta be careful of, like I said, is Japan is still really unfriendly to cameras, and you're not like allowed. I mean, I can, in some places where I know I'm not going to be visiting regularly, I can get away with just pretending I'm a stupid tourist, and no one's gonna. And I didn't know any better, but a lot of places, like places that I regularly go, I probably can't stream easily because there's just a lot of, and I think it was all started by I think I said that before, by the kind of upskirt trend that happened in Japan, but they changed the law so that you can't, without permission, you can't tape anybody, you can't record anybody or photograph anybody, because there are just too many pervs in Japan. Can you imagine that? Perverted Japanese guys? Who would have thought? But yeah, so now it's really sensitive, because somebody was I think on Twitter, they were shaming or trying to shame like drunken businessmen in Japan. So they would just be like sleeping on fire escapes and in random corners and things all over the city. And so people would just take pictures of them. But it actually, because of kind of reputation and things in Japan, they have to be really careful, because literally if you photograph a guy that's drunk and laying somewhere, but he's recognizable, and that gets back to his company, they could just fire him for, looking a mess in public, being too drunk and sleeping in public. They might fire. Oh yeah, no, that's a good idea. Like do like a little GoPro or something. Yeah, because I can do, like, I have the little portable Zoom recorder, so I can do like a little lav mic, so I can like narrate and just walk around. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I can just do. I'll just sit at the bottom of, I think like the Apple Store has like a glass staircase, so I'll just sit underneath the staircase at the Osaka Apple Store and just do upskirt commentary. Yeah, amusement parks. There's a few small ones, like small kind of traditional ones, just for very young kids. But then there's also Universal Studios in Osaka, which is getting pretty big. They don't have the same restrictions as the one in LA. Kind of they're not by an actual movie studio, so they can just keep expanding. And they're going to do a Nintendo World there. So the Universal Studios has the rights to do Nintendo, so they're going to do a Nintendo-themed land. And they already have like a Minions land, and the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is there too. But yeah, so it's getting pretty popular here. I was surprised. It's doing. When it first opened, the Japanese Universal Studios, it was so small, and all they basically had was like Spider-Man and Terminator, or Spider-Man, like Back to the Future. It was like a really limited selection of rides, but they've gotten really big and added a lot of stuff. They do like they did a Monster Hunter temporary land there, and always that they've got it's like a 3D VR roller coaster, and the last time it was Evangelion, and now it's Evangelion versus Godzilla. They keep doing these weird mashup rides. Yeah, I think that's going to do really well. Yeah, I can't remember. It might be, but that would really suck if that was the timing, because yeah, they're closed right now, but hopefully they'll be able to open and be able to get at full strength. Although that would be very cool if the tourists were still not here, and all of the just everybody domestic got to see the Nintendo World soon. Yeah, they've done a couple of temporary Nintendo, both Nintendo and Pokemon parks, but this is going to be the first permanent one, I think, in Universal Studios. But I think right now it's closed. And I think because they were worried that all of the school kids that are out of school would just go to the park and be as contagious as they would be at school at the amusement park, and then Universal would be liable for it. Oh yeah, that would be cool. Oh yeah, I should definitely do that. Yeah, that would be that could get some attention, couldn't it? Yeah, just the way that people have been doing the Star Wars Disneyland thing and all that in LA. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, and I go by, every time I visit Kyoto, I go by the Nintendo headquarters on the train. It's funny, it's just like a real nondescript little office park, and it's just Nintendo headquarters. It's amazing. It's funny because everybody I know that works in games, that's the only place they want to work. Like, everybody gets jobs at like Platinum or Capcom or the game studios that are based in, or developers that are based in Osaka, but their real dream is Nintendo in Kyoto. That's the best of the best of the best. Oh yeah, so yeah, right now I've just been this was just a way to keep me on schedule, just keep me drawing cartoons so that I didn't get lazy and slack off on my doing my cartoons for the Go Comics site. But yeah, if I could turn it into, because that's what I hope to do, is turn it into something that will start to pay. Because if this pays for my time, then I can do this, very often. I can just do this streaming, every day or so. If it takes over like what I would make for freelance stuff, so I could give up a lot of freelance work, which would be great because a lot of that is a pain. Yeah, so right now I'm balancing my schedule between working on the podcast and YouTube channel for the hobby stuff for Idle Red Hands, and then doing freelance work, and that is it becomes hard to stream for this. Yeah, well, thanks /thread. I appreciate your tours of Nintendo office. I wonder if they do. I haven't heard anybody touring before. Yeah, and actually, the sad thing is most of the Japanese game offices look like every other Japanese office. It's just like 8 or 10 desks pushed together and just a bunch of like gray, miserable, kind of industrial-looking furniture. Like they really don't have, like if you've ever seen any of the American game studios where they have real flashy break rooms and everything is, real lush and expensive, and they have, it's all crazy exposed brick and wood and, brushed steel and whatever. They don't do very much of that here. It's all still really modest, and also because office space is really tiny. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I definitely would. So I think you guys are definitely right. The more I can stream, the more of a chance I have of building an audience instead of just kind of lingering. Because and it's really cool. It's very funny because this mirrors the exact thing that happened to this cartoon. So I was drawing this cartoon daily, like starting in 2002. I was drawing it daily just for free and just put up a website and just submitted it to some of the web comics lists and things. And then did that for 2 years, and then met the syndicator for Go Comics at the comic show in San Francisco. And they syndicated it, and then that same year at San Diego Comic-Con, the Disney editor for Disney Adventures said, "Oh yeah, I've been reading that comic for a long time," and when it was just on the free site, and then that's how I got the gig to do the video game comic for the Disney publishing thing. So yeah, but it took like 2 years of just like doing it, and that's exactly what happened with the stream. It's just like my second year of streaming, and finally, like, people are starting to Ben is back, and finally people are I'm getting an audience. So that's it's funny how that works. But and so that's what I would encourage anybody is if there's something that you do want to do, just pursue it and be passionate about it and care about it just for the sake of doing it. And if it's good, or if there's something about it, it has some quality, people will find it, and something can happen to it. Yeah, I don't know, because I'm always torn, because I see people, and especially like in San Diego, like at San Diego Comic-Con, because that's such a big event in the U.S. that maybe New York is getting pretty big now too, but the San Diego Con was the biggest one. There'd be people pushing themselves so hard, like promoting themselves so hard, but they didn't have, like, either the thing they were working on wasn't a great idea, or they didn't have much talent, and so they were trying to just compensate with, very extreme self-promotion, be very aggressive and self-promoting. And yeah, that's always, I think even in this world where everybody can do, or anybody can do anything and put it online, still people notice if something clicks, or something like has some merit, or is interesting in some way. I think people will still find it, but it just takes time. Yeah, you just can't be in a hurry, which is very frustrating, because it's painful to do something and not get paid for it. And a lot of the times, and also to know if it's worth doing. That's the hardest, I think, decision to make, especially when it's about your own work. Is this any good? Should I keep doing it? Because that's what I did when I was first working on this. That's what I would do, is I would ask people if it was any good, or if they liked it. And it's like, of course, nobody says, I hate it, it's terrible. Like, everybody's polite, to you. But I think the biggest thing is I put together a little, like, collection of the cartoons, and just let just random people read some, and everybody laughed. Like, a bunch of different people with different senses of humor, like, thought things were funny, genuinely funny. So that's when I suspected that I was on to something, that it might work. And so, yeah, and I think that's how it got syndicated too, is it just had enough of that quality. Although I don't know how consistent I am. I think there's you can see kind of phases. The cartoon goes through different phases, so sometimes it kind of changes its look and tone a little bit, but but I try to be as consistent as possible, and also being regular, being able to just kind of produce something regular and longer term helps a lot, because that's the question that everybody that wants to back something that you're doing is, does this have legs? Can it continue? Like, is this going to be something that is ongoing, or are you just going to hit a creative dead end, or hit a wall with this and not be able to create any more of this? Is it have a kind of limited thing? And that's why this kind of I felt with this idea that it didn't have any limit, and it really hasn't. I haven't hit any sort of creative wall with it, which is amazing, because I've been doing it for way too many years now. But Yes, and I was so excited. Like when this first was syndicated, I was so excited. I thought, well, that's it. It's been recognized as good, and now I'm going to make so much. You know, that this will be my full-time work. And it just doesn't. Like syndication has changed so much. I was instantly a thousandaire, but that's about it. Yeah, it doesn't generate. It does. You can't generate a living off of syndication anymore, unless you like have really lucky timing or somebody. Yeah, because newspapers just don't have room anymore for new cartoons, and they're looking for a specific kind of thing. And this was drawn kind of as a magazine cartoon, and I don't think it fits any magazine, like any sensibility of any like currently published stuff. It's not New Yorker tone. Yeah, so it's not. Yeah, so that leaves me like with like what women's magazines, or I don't know. So yeah, there's not a place that I think it fits, and the syndicator like would have found that out by now if there was somebody that that it clicked with. But I think it's worked well as a digital cartoon. All right. Oh, Safaro, good to see you. And now, yeah, sorry, I'm late as hell as usual. Oh, all right. K5 is going to have a request. Uh-oh, at the 2-hour mark. I don't know. Can I make it? Oh, God. Yeah, I've been up since way early, but it's not very late here. It's only 4. All right. Yeah, I still owe you a drawing of your truck, K5. I want to do a sketch of your K5 square body. I saw your truck on the Instagram, and I like the front. I like the you did the custom front on it. So yeah, I want to do a sketch for you of that because of your last generosity. All right. All right. Okay, so what's going on here? Yeah, I don't think my scale of anything is quite right. That was, yeah, I guess that fits that. Oh, not anymore. I just resized everything. There we go. Something like that, yeah. So I'm just scaling things so they look like they could have come off of those jars. Yeah, let's go with that. So, don't need that. Oh, cool. Oh, the smoked squid was good. Nice. Yeah, I tried to do a variety. Nice. Yeah, there's definitely stuff here. I think most of the stuff that is the most nauseating needs to be kept cold, so it's hard to send through the mail. But Yeah, if Hyphonics is ever in Japan, we can do an amazing video of stuff that's insanely difficult to eat. There's a lot of live stuff as well. Yeah. They don't do, I think they do that more in China, but there's a lot of, eat it raw. So you've got like, things still moving. Yeah. That's really gross. It's like those little dried fish and nuts are like something you give to a cat or something. They're really disgusting. Yeah. There's a lot of little odd fish snacks here. Yeah. And I tried to throw something, throw some things in there his wife might like, or something that's not horrible, that's just sweet. But, and I'm glad he didn't feed anything to his dog, because I have no idea. I don't think any of that is good for dogs. I'm sure it's not, not harmful, but it's definitely going to induce some some GI distress. And then it'll be all over the house, little squid pieces. All right, that doesn't quite look. Oh well, I think I can make it work. All right. Maybe I'll just, let's see how this piece looks. Yeah, maybe I'll just use this. Oh yeah. They really strictly license like who can prepare pufferfish, fugu. They call that fugu in Japan. And it's actually really, really popular, especially around the in the winter and the New Year's. I guess it's when they can catch the most pufferfish, the most fugu. Blowfish, that's right, blowfish they call it. I've had it a lot. But there's only, there's certain poison glands in the fish, and you just have to not rupture those glands when you're cutting and preparing the fish. And if you see a lot of the sushi restaurants, they'll have a little blowfish symbol with a little license number on it. So you have to kind of get certified or approved to be able to prepare it. And I guess there's a way to prepare it where you contaminate it a little bit with the toxin, so it's a little tingly on your tongue. But I've never had that style before. But where most of the death comes from with eating the blowfish is people catch them by themselves and try to figure out what's poisonous and what's not. And I guess the testes, the balls and some glands are deadly. And so if you don't get all the stuff that's deadly out of it, and it's like a neurotoxin or something too, it just shuts down your lungs, something brutal like that. So the people in the past however many years, that's too big. In the past, probably 50 years, the people that have died from blowfish have all been people that have just tried to prepare it at home themselves, and it hasn't been through restaurants because they're really careful about it. Yeah, but it's really light. It's like a white fish, and it's really, really light and has a really mild, very delicate flavor. So it's surprisingly good and not not what you would expect. But a lot of the way that people eat it is just raw, the sashimi style, or boil it in the kind of hot pot, so the nabe style. So fugu nabe around New Year's time is very popular here. Maybe this is what I'm thinking. All right, and that's not quite to scale. Maybe like that. All right, yeah, it's looking a little odd. Oh, 40 is the speed limit. So 40 kilometers an hour. So it's kind of it's right between two stoplights. So it's a kind of a busy highway in the city. So yeah, 40 miles an hour. It's not very much. It's like 35, something like that. It's like a 35 mile an hour speed limit. Yeah, so they'll put print the speed limit on the roads and then sometimes on little signs. But especially in the city, there's so much signage that it gets really distracting. So maybe it's more common on the road. Cool. Oh no. Oh, that sucks. Well, we'll have to send more. Oh, nice. Yeah, Fiji's got no speed limits. That's crazy. But you can get from one side of the island to the other. If no speed limit, you can probably travel across the islands pretty fast. Nice. All right, I think we'll go with that for this one. Oh, cool. Nice. All right, and what's going on? Oof. Well, yeah, everything's looking a little crazy. So the knife and the cup might work. I think I already did breakfast recently. Oh, cool. Oh, sweet. Nice. Yeah, that was I'm so glad that made it. I had so many worries. It's been a while since I had seen the seen the list of what you can and can't send into the US, and so I was just hoping everything made it. Yeah, it was usually just the usually there's beef and certain kinds of like seeds and things that they didn't want you to send, so I lucked out and it was all just horrible dried fish, so no problem. What am I doing with this? Nice. Yeah, thanks for posting that. Hey, I thought you were going to bed, Zafira. You're tired as fuck and you're still posting links. I appreciate it very much. All right. Yeah, maybe a saucer or two. Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, this isn't even the right scale, I think, for this. Oh, we'll try. There we go. Yeah, that's a little weird. Oh no. Oh no, I think yeah, the book I sent to Hyphonics is still, should still be available on Amazon and on Lulu. I think where did I post? I might have posted links at the end of the last stream, but I should Yeah, I should do that and maybe pin those somewhere. Or put them in. Did I put them in the description? Let me double check. If I put them in the stream description. But oh no, I should have. No, yeah, I didn't. But yeah, on both Amazon. Let's see. Amazon and Lulu. Let's go Lulu first. Yeah, I get the best commission on the Lulu sale, so if you don't mind the shipping or anything on there, that's a better place to buy it. But I don't know. I think their shipping sometimes can be expensive depending on, because it's a print on demand. So they I think they're in Australia, Europe, and Canada. So that makes the that'll affect the shipping depend on where you're based. Okay. So I'll put those in the info. All right, what's going on here? Yeah, okay. And Amazon. Yeah, the title's ridiculously long, so probably easier to just search my name on Amazon. Let's see, yeah. Oh, they raised the price. There's some individual buyers, but the price went up. Wow. Okay. Cool. There we go. All right. Here, oh, sorry. I'll put these in chat. I guess it's if it's going to be too messy. Sorry. There we go. Oh, did I do that? Oh yeah, it came through twice. Yeah, so there's Lulu and Amazon. That's the book that I sent to Hyphonics. That's a collection. After I finished the first 1,000 cartoons, that's kind of the greatest hits of all that. Oh, cool. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, I loved him reading the. That feels really weird. Like have someone reading your jokes out loud because it's a cartoon. So I've never heard it read out loud, but that was really great, and it didn't sound as embarrassing or cringy as I thought. Yeah, no problem, Last Shady. All right. But yes, I put that in the description. Hopefully that'll stay in there for the stream as well. And I've got, I think most of that is sold up, but I still don't have the little handmade books, and I've got to reprint some of those. I did the I think I talked about that before, the ones like the single page where the book ends up being like this. It's about 8 pages, double-sided. Ends up being a little quarter-size book. Those are the first things, kind of like the size of a matchbook. Those are the first books I ever sold, and they were just like collections of things as I was doing them. So like every year I just collect the best ones and make those little books. But that was all just like color laser. It wasn't like 4-color printed or anything like the big book is. All right, I don't need this. What am I doing? Oh, Jesus. Okay. Let me see what I just did. There we go. All right. Yeah, I put these on the same layer. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's funny people that are run across the street in that intersection. Yeah, I think that might be an Osaka thing because I think the penalty, especially in Tokyo, because it causes horrible traffic problems, is pretty high. But yeah, this is kind of the beginning of this like main freeway. So maybe people can think they can get away with it. But yeah, that's much more Osaka too. Yeah, people are a little ruder. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, because this is between two traffic lights, so maybe if they see both of them are red, they'll run for it. But there's still all kinds of people like turning on and pulling out of these like self parking lots, these paid parking lots and stuff. So yeah, maybe you can catch somebody being tagged by a passing car. Yeah, and there's been a few. Not since I've been live streaming with the window cam, but there's been a few traffic stops like right in front of my building. So that'd be a funny thing to get on the live stream. Yeah, and the cops are real lightweights here. I mean, foreigners don't want to mess with them because they can wreck your wreck your life pretty easily with any visa, giving you visa problems. But as far as like kids, like teenagers, and early 20s, I've seen them give the cops a real hard time, and they do nothing about it. Yeah, it's yes, I'll stop at a couple of 20-year-olds, and they just walked around their car and just walked away from the cops, just like completely ignoring everything they said. It was amazing. Yeah, but I've seen some odd stuff here. But the police, I mean, they do occasionally shoot people here. But and they're the funny thing is, most of their guns, they carry Glocks, and the guns are on a tether. They have like a safety cable, like there's a cable attached to their belt, and then the gun's in the holster, but there's like a ring or something on the back of the gun, so they can draw it, but it's like got a limit, so all their guns are on a tether to, I guess, prevent people from stealing them. But it looks ridiculous. But yeah, so there's very few firearms in Japan. Only the Yakuza and the police have them, but the police sidearms are on a metal cable, which is very funny. But yeah, they recently they didn't shoot him to death, but they shot a guy a few times that was like threatening people with a knife, like on the corner. And they just shot him to incapacitate him, but not like the 45 bullets that you get pierced with if you do that. Yeah, Yakuza lay pretty low, and they only shoot each other. So, kind of like gangs in the U.S., they mostly just shoot each other. Where they don't accidentally shoot people, through the walls of their apartments and things. But, and that's kind of how that's business as usual. They're allowed to kind of, like, the government and the police kind of turn a blind eye if they're just killing each other. But if they do something in public that upsets a lot of people, or if somebody gets injured, immediately the police will just crack down on the whole situation. So they have to be very low key, and the only violence they do is to each other, and it has to be kind of in a very formal way where they're taking a boss out or taking out somebody from a rival family. But yeah, as long as they don't get out of hand. And I think it comes from the fact that after World War II, during the rebuilding of Japan, Japanese people didn't trust the British and American soldiers that were there, and they mostly had to deal with like military police as their only kind of authority. But the Yakuza ran the black markets and, kind of were that, just like the mafia in Italian mafia, like in New York in the early days, they were the only people you could go to for like real justice or real control over a situation. So the Yakuza had this like status of just kind of being, just how the mafia for Italian immigrants operated. They were the only people you could go to for protection, and because of that, the government has always kind of tolerated a little bit of organized crime. And it's weird because they'll run very legitimate offices and things. Sorry, I know I didn't. I don't have a script, but it was just kind of, just from what I know. But it's a funny thing. So people, it's frustrating too, because you can, if you're doing construction or whatever, you can get on the wrong side of a mafia-owned company and not really realize it, and then have to negotiate with mobsters, and that's a lot harder than just doing regular business in Japan. And sometimes they try to bully people, out of situations. If you own parking garages or vending machines or whatever, and they're in a place that somebody wants to take over, you'll have somebody come talk to you. But all right. So I was doing breakfast here, but I want to put these together, I think. All right. I think that's okay. All right, and the coffee spoon. Sorry, I'm just going to get rid of some of these layers. Yeah. And then all of these. Well, yeah. What are you drinking? Oh, speaking of, the 1 cup reference on Twitter is this is the first time I'm going to drink alcohol on the live stream. I've tried to avoid it just because I don't want to make it a habit. It'll be very easy just to drink all live stream. But I wanted to show you guys the one of the kind of trashiest, most common types of alcohol in Japan. That anytime you see an old drunk guy in the park, this is what he's drinking. And it's pretty cheap too. I think that's why. All right. Yeah, I don't know about this. I don't think I need the coffee. Yeah, this doesn't work. All right. Oh, nice. Yeah, there's so much. Well, there's really good whiskey in Japan, but yeah, I miss the access to everything I could be drinking in the US. There's some stuff that just doesn't get imported here. All right. I think, well, yeah, that would be fun. It'd be a fun, because there's so much alcohol in Japan. Yeah, it'd be fun to show you all that stuff. Yeah, and I can't believe, the thing that sucks is like a lot, except for the huge, well, even the big companies, they can't produce enough for foreign demand. So a lot of the like the Suntory Hibiki, what is it, Japanese Harmony whiskey that Suntory makes is like $400 a bottle now, because it became popular abroad, like in America and England and stuff, and so people are hoarding it. So they can't. The batches are only limited. It's like a 17-year whiskey, so they don't have they don't have the output. Even though Suntory is a huge company, but they don't have the output to keep up with the demand. So they're talking about just discontinuing it completely, which I don't even know why that's an option. Like that seems very strange. But yeah, if you look I forget, there's a couple of the higher end and longer aged whiskeys that are super popular now outside of Japan. So people are kind of hoarding them and collecting them. Oh, nice. Oh, that sounds good. Ben, I may have to hit you up on that. That would be great. Yeah, because even if I can get it in Japan, it's going to be from an import shop, and it's going to be crazy import prices. So I like the tax-free bend over plan. Nice. Okay, I guess we'll go with this. Okay, so those are the two. Well, since I brought it up, I may as well do things out of order. And I've got it sitting right next to me. So we'll do the convenience store part next instead of comments. Just kind of switch things around so I can show you the trashy liquor that I brought in for you guys. So let's switch over to the convenience can. There we go. All right. So this is omnipresent. This is everywhere. Every convenience store and every shop has this. So this is Ozeki 1 cup sake. And so sake traditionally is in these almost 2 liter, 1.8 liter bottles. The traditional choki, that same size of bottle. So that's always, or then the giant ones that are like as tall as a toddler. But so it's pretty inconvenient to take anywhere. But when they had the Tokyo Olympics in 64, in the 60s, when they did the Tokyo Olympics, this company did the single cup sake. And it's not amazing sake, but it's cheap and it's very convenient because, look, it's in its own cup. So you have a glass to drink it out of. And so every drunk old man you see passed out in Japan is drinking 1 cup sake. And it's only 15%, so it's not really high proof, which most, except for Okinawa, most Japanese sake is more like wine scale. So you'll see 1 cup, and this is their standard one is like right in between dry and sweet, so it's real moderate, and you're supposed to either serve it cold, room temperature, or a little bit warmed up, but not hot, because I guess it's cheap, and you'll start to taste the cheapness if it's too hot. So, and I think this makes it a resealable cup, so you literally can like drink it out of your desk drawer. So here, let me take this off. Yeah, so this makes it resealable like baby food. So if you can't finish your whole sake, you can put the cap back on. But it's got, so you can tell it's from the 60s because it does this old school lid like this, like cat food. It's got a weird style where you think they could have like just a sealed glass, but it's it's okay. I mean, it's the cheapest thing you can get drunk on in Japan, and this is like probably less than $2 for a glass. Yeah, so it's better than you can do at a bar. So that's why you'll see old men on benches drinking this stuff. But this is it's not. Yeah, it smells a little sweet, but I think that it's got a little bit of a bite to it. Yeah, but it's not bad. It's let me double check the proof on it, but it's not. It's not. Ooh, it's really good. It's 15%, so 30 proof, so not high, Not very acidic. So this is 180 milliliter. So what is that? 180 cc, whatever. I don't know what that is in ounces, but it's pretty small. But it's good. But this is the cheapest stuff. I don't think I've actually had this before, but you see this everywhere. And in the wintertime, it's really cool because they'll put this in one of those little warmer trays, like half filled with water, so that it'll be up to here, and then it'll be warm. So in the winter, it's good to drink because it'll warm you up. But yeah, it's not bad. Wow. Yeah, but I've heard that this is the trashiest brand. The 1-cup brand is a very trashy. But they say, it was 1964. So the Olympics were hosted in Tokyo, and they started the first bullet trains in Japan. And so this totally changed how you could drink sake. So sake became a cheap, portable alcohol. And so you could take it anywhere. So that's why, like picnics and things, this is a lot more reasonable than bringing a bottle and glasses. But it also means that you can drink on the train. And that's the other thing, is in Japan, public drinking, kanpai, public drinking is not looked down upon. So I'll switch hands. So people on the trains drink beers all the time, and they don't have to like put them in a paper bag or anything to conceal what they are. You can just openly drink alcohol. You can openly drink alcohol in Japan in public. Intoxication is nothing you'll be arrested for. Open container doesn't exist, but they do have just really strict DUI laws. So it's basically one strike and you lose your driver's license, and you can lose your job just because of the way Japanese society works. If you have a position, any kind of status position, like a university professor, a doctor, a lawyer, anything that's you're high up in a position of trust and respect, DUI will lose you your job. Yeah, it's not, and room temperature is pretty good. Sometimes with the really dry sake, if it's not warm, it's pretty rough to drink. But this is really smooth. So I know why all those old men are all red-faced in the park now. This is pretty easy to drink. But and it's just that little. So you'll see these like sitting around occasionally on steps and curbs when somebody finishes drinking it. They don't smash it, which is good. Hey, K5, thank you very much. Salud. Oh, I didn't see the script. You mean I was supposed to pound this thing? I'll do that next time. I'll bring something stronger. But there's so this is rice wine. So this is made from rice, and then there's and this is sake. So that's the thing that's most familiar. But also they make something that's closer to vodka, so that they call shochu. So shochu is can be made from potatoes or wheat, and it's more like a Japanese vodka, and it has a different taste too. So I'll bring some of that in. Although it's not as portable as this. They don't make 1 cup shochu, I don't think. But I'll give you a little bit of rundown. So we're going to start at the bottom. This is the lowest class, trashiest thing to drink. Yeah, but I'm surprised. I thought it was going to be much more garbage because the way that people treat this is like if this was like Thunderbird or what is that, Mad Dog 2020 or whatever, like that really cheap, like garbage malt liquor or scotch or whatever that is, the just the garbage you can get from the liquor stores. That's the cheapest in is Thunderbird wine, but this is pretty drinkable, which is surprising. Yeah, so rice wine. Yeah, so this is made from fermented wine, but it's pretty high proof. I mean, so 30 proof. I guess though some wine is like 10 to 12. I guess so this is a little bit higher than regular wine, but not as high proof. The Okinawa sake is really high proof. I think it's like gets up to like 70, 80 proof, so it gets pretty strong, and you can taste it too. It has a real bite to it, but all the drinking is much heavier in Okinawa. Yeah, so this is Ozeki 1 cup. So yeah, it's only been around since the 60s, but it's the cheap, easy way. There's a couple of competing brands in this kind of glass container, but that makes it really, yeah, easy to drink, and it tastes better, much better out of glass than it would metal or plastic. So that's nice, and you can heat it. It's easy you can heat it, and it's not gonna be miserable to hold. But yeah, so they recommend everything but heated is good temperature for it. So that's probably why they did that, because they can't control how they're going to serve it, especially if you're just walking around the street with it. But yeah, that was a big change from the US, and maybe from England too, where you can just drink on the street. Yeah, postmodern alcohol. Yeah, but isn't that funny? Yeah, that's the first time they thought that people would want to have portable alcohol. Yeah, that's very funny. But it was one of those things that nice. Yeah, sake. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Japanese people don't care about mixing alcohol. Every time you go out to drink with Japanese people, they'll start with beer. The first toast, the first kanpai is always beer. And then they'll just start switching around to wine and champagne and, expensive Scotch whiskey. Like, it gets really crazy, the stuff that they'll mix. So that's the really unpleasant part of drinking in Japan, is people don't stick to stick to one type of alcohol. They just keep ordering just random stuff. Yeah, I hate when somebody orders a bottle of champagne after you've been drinking whiskey all night. That's bizarre, but that's very Japanese style. But yeah, so easy to drink. So I think that's why everybody's alcoholic grandfather has this somewhere. But yeah, that's funny. Try it each to the post. Yeah, that's a funny thing. I haven't quite figured that out. That's the yeah, a lot of Japanese guys, and I think it's an Asian thing. Somebody told me there's an enzyme or something that a lot of Asian people are missing that helps them metabolize alcohol. So there's not so many actual what's that called, functional alcoholics in Japan, because you can't stay drunk. You can't stay lit all day. You can't just take hits out of a fifth of something in your desk and kind of stay lit all day. If you're Asian, it peaks really hard, so you get kind of knocked out. So it's very common in bars and restaurants to see people sleeping, just they're not passed out unconscious, but they sleep, they lay down and sleep when they get too much alcohol, and it happens pretty fast, and then they get very red-faced. That's supposed to be a bad sign. If you stay red-faced too long, if you're Asian, when you're drinking, you can get alcohol poisoning or whatever pretty bad. Oh, sweet. Yeah, I can send you, let me see, because I've got a US PO box too. I can send you my US PO box, and it'll forward. Oh, that's awesome, Ben. That would be good. Yeah. Interesting. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah. Yeah, so it's actually, but yeah. Yeah, so I haven't met anybody in Japan that I can't keep up with. Everybody's pretty much a lightweight. Oh, except for my wife. So she's got something weird, because she can go shot for shot with tequila or whatever with me, and I've never seen her drunk, and we have drank like crazy. But she's got that enzyme, or she's just got a real strong tolerance. But yeah, she can drink. She's like Marion in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah, she could run that bar. Nice. My favorite Japanese snack. Damn. I like, yeah, there's a lot of the kind of rice crackers that I like, the osenbe. So, yeah, they have a like a salty, like a real, like a shoyu based, kind of brushed, salty one that's good with alcohol. And then there's a, one that they call, I'm forgetting the name. I think I did them on a live stream, but they look like a roof with snow on them because they're brushed with like frosting, and they kind of taste like frosted mini wheats, except for the rice. But those are good too. Those snow on the roof. Damn, I totally forget the Japanese for that, but it's like yuki something, but it's just a frosted rice cake that's really good. Nice. Sweet. Yeah, I'll post. Yeah, let me take a look. Yeah, if you want to send me anything, I've got a forwarding, so it's not gonna. I don't want you guys to have to spend the shipping to Japan. So I've got a PO box in the U.S. that'll forward things. That'll forward things. Let me put that address up here. Let's see. Okay, so if you want to send anything, let me. Oh, damn it! Sorry. Yeah, that's my name. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I don't have the zip code memorized. Sorry, yeah, I'll post this on a. I can pin this as well. 92651. Yeah, I don't have it memorized yet. Okay, so here's my PO box in the U.S. Yeah, I was planning to come back this spring, but yeah, we kind of got spooked once the virus thing started and canceled the tickets. Yeah, I was going to go back for the spring vacation to visit my dad, and nope, not happening. But yeah, so if you want to send anything my way, I can forward it then from that PO box. Oh, Hyphonics wedding. Oh, that would be awesome. Well, where are they getting married in Florida, or is it? Do you know? Have they talked about where that's happening? They should honeymoon in Japan. That's what should happen. Go to one of the little islands and sit in a volcanic bath the whole time. Please don't send me weed in the mail. Holy shit. Because I will get arrested for it. You won't. Oh, shit. Yeah, I love beef jerky. Yeah, very much. That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, the somebody that was some exec from Toyota got busted for somebody sent her like Percocet, or not Percocet, what's the opium, yeah, the pills that are actually an opiate. She had a prescription for them, but she had somebody send them through the mail to her, and she got arrested for it in Japan. So please don't send me weed to my PO box. All right, back to the drawing. Oh yeah, and so wait, it's finished. Empty. But it's tiny. It's only 180. So next time I'll get a 2-liter bottle. Really? Ah, that's amazing. They never catch that. Oh, Turkish baklava. Oh, definitely. Yes, there's a surprising number of Turkish restaurants and bakeries in Japan. I think Turkish people like Japan. I think there's like a kind of like some kind of symbiosis. There's something that Turkish people in Japan have in common, because there's a lot of Turkish restaurants and bakeries in Japan, so you can get maybe okay baklava, but baklava, that'd be great. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's not. No, I don't think 15%. That's not much. I mean, we can break out the Japanese whiskey. Don't you do it? Oh my god! Yeah, you're gonna watch me be taken away like live on stream. They're gonna like break down the door. Oh, that'd be so fucked up. It would be awesome if it actually got here, but it would be fucked up because they're gonna find it and they're gonna come get me. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I get busted all the time for tariff, like the import tax stuff. Like anything I order, it seems like they're watching my my address especially. But anytime I order something, what was it? I ordered some like acrylic tokens for a game, and I got busted with like a 10% import tax on it, and it was so stupid because I was ordering for the whole group of people. So it ended up being like over $100. So I just had to pay like $15, like random tax for ordering some stupid plastic from the U.S. But I guess there's certain things that they tax heavily on, like jeans and like random denim. I think because like Japan produces denim, there's anything that they produce here they tax pretty high if you import it. God damn. I just blew my life up completely, didn't I? Giving you guys a P.O. box. I'm going to have to tell the people at the P.O. box to open everything and drug test everything that comes through. Oh, man. Yes. You should send me brownies. Send me edibles. I wonder if that would make it. I don't think anything makes it into Japan. They are so paranoid about weed. God damn. Oh, yeah. DMT. Yeah, right. Yeah, for like right when I got here, you could still, like, mushrooms were still legal. Like hallucinogenic mushrooms could be sold. We're totally open to just like buying that in shops. And actually, like, all the synthetic weed, I think people got away with that here for a while, but they cracked down on that as well. But I don't think like anything like bath salts or anything actually ever happened in Japan, ever made it this far. Yeah, but I'm surprised. I think they're just protecting themselves from China because, China would love to. This negative. I got to use reverse psychology on you guys. No, please send as much weed as you can to my P.O. box. It's in California, though, so I'll be safe as long as I don't have it forwarded. Really? Seriously, Ben? Holy shit. I haven't done mushrooms before. I haven't had anybody that had any good connections. I've done acid and weed. That's about it. But, yeah. But you kids and your crazy strong weed anyhow. I don't even think I can do weed anymore. Yeah, I know. It was a different time. And the weed we used to get was such garbage anyhow. You had to smoke so much to get anything going on. And now you got all this like hydroponic, bioengineered, crazy ass weed. Yeah. But that was one of the best nights I ever had was a girl who was a music journalist in LA, and we met for dinner, and she said, "Do you like chronic?" And I was like, "Oh, sure, chronic, why not?" And we sat in her car and smoked, and I got so fucked up. But yeah, It was an amazing night. I'm sure. Damn. Yeah, I'm really surprised. I guess because, yeah, anything kind of organic and hallucinogenic, I think Japan thought was okay for a while. But yeah, they gave up on all of that. And Japan got really conservative because they used to have, just like England and stuff, they used to have like nudity on TV, like topless girls and stuff on TV in Japan in the 80s during the golden era. And that just ended because they were imitating kind of the, moral standards of Europe a lot more once upon a time. And then they just got real weird and conservative. So you watch like old comedy shows and they'll be like, girls showering and taking baths on comedy shows on primetime TV, and that just like doesn't even exist anymore. Things are way too conservative now. Damn. All right. Oops. There we go. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with blue. I don't like that color of that cup. It looks kind of dirty. So yeah, this is just called, like, especially if this was comic book coloring, this is just called flatting, like putting in the flats. So you just do the flat tones that you're either going to render up or put some, shading or highlights or whatever on. So that's actually a job. You can like sit at a studio all day and just like put flats into comic book pages, and somebody else will do the renders and highlights and stuff. So of course that's the lowest paying job, but yeah, you can get digital work doing flats on comics. All right, what color is peanut butter? Trying to make this look like peanut butter. Yeah, I think that works. Oh, Burning Man. I've heard. They have like a fuck tent at Burning Man. Can you imagine like just going into a sweaty tent with a bunch of people that have been in the sun for days? And I guess it's better to kind of like tell people where to fuck than to just let them do it everywhere. But yeah, I can't imagine that does much for the atmosphere. Yeah, orgy tent. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think people, well, who knows? I mean, people are so fucked up that maybe they don't even know what they've done. But yeah, I can't imagine. I wouldn't take anyone in there and expect to leave with them. Holy shit. Yeah, it's really crazy. But I guess they have all your needs are met at Burning Man. Seriously though, I can't imagine the waft. You open the door to that tent. I can't imagine if people have been having sex in it all day, what that would smell like. Yikes. Probably worse than some of the stuff I sent Hyphonics. Possibly. All right. I'm trying to do bread here. Oh shit. Seriously, Jose? The waft. Yeah, exactly. The waft. I don't know. I don't know if that would get me in the mood or not, or if I would just be like, yeah, let's let's find someplace else. The waft. Holy shit. So has anybody ever had a girlfriend that had such a fragrance that Made you think twice about everything that you were about to do. Damn. Waft, nice. Oh, Ben. It'll be the death of me. You'll at least be the deportation of me, that's for sure. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, right. That's true. Yeah, the condition I would be in at Burning Man, I'm sure I wouldn't even notice. I would not even mind at all. Damn. All right, let's do this. All right, so here's a label. Yeah, that was the thing I was so amazed by when I worked. I only had like one full-time office job in a design department, like at a graphics department in LA, but everybody in the graphics department would just go get yeah, it's supposed to be peanut butter. Does that read as peanut butter? Yeah, it's mayo and peanut butter. But everybody in the graphics department would just get stoned in their car, and this is like, way before medical marijuana or anything in LA. And everyone would just get baked in their car in the parking garage and come in after lunch to work. And I couldn't work at all. Like the few times that I did that, I was just not functioning well at all after that. And there were guys that just did that every day. Like that was their lunchtime routine. But yeah, that was very funny. But the cool thing though at the job is we could drink at lunch. Like nobody would say anything about us drinking over lunch. So we had some nice meals and came back. Yeah, so alcohol doesn't like inhibit me creatively, like using computers and stuff. But yeah, being high for some reason, I get real distracted. So I could not function at all. I didn't get much of anything done. And I was amazed that everybody else could. But also, too, I'm sure their tolerance was much higher than mine. Oh, yeah, is it? It could be, yeah. It's weird weather today. Yeah, it was raining all day, but kind of warm, so it looks kind of sunny though. It's weird. It's getting more spring-like here, but still raining. All right. Yeah, I think that'll work. Yeah, is that read as peanut butter? Is it brown enough? All right. There we go. Alright, and I think I should make everything look a little more plastic. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can barely see white on this mayonnaise color. Alright. Oh, yeah, yeah. Actually, that would be good. I have a knife, too. I don't want to duplicate. I think it's okay. I don't want to... Yeah, I want to make sure it reads... Well, I think I'll mention in the joke itself. I'll mention what it is, so that should help. But I'll do something else, or draw something else if I need to, but I think it'll be okay. There we go. Yeah, right. Yeah, maybe the color, maybe I should just brown, make it a little more brown. Yeah, because that's true. I can't 100% know how it's going to read on everybody's monitor. So if it's reading too yellow, or too orangey yellow, maybe I should just brown it a little bit more. So go back to here. Maybe, does that read more like peanut butter? It's just brown. Maybe here. Yeah, I'm enjoying this on plastic and glass, especially that extra highlight. All right. Yeah, maybe that'll work. That looks more like organic peanut butter. Okay, something like that. Time for the dots. Actually, that crust is looks too cold. I think I want to make that look a little warmer. Something like that. So turn everything off so that the fill doesn't get interrupted by any of that other rendering. Yeah, there we go. That's a little better. Sweet. All right. So the battle for the soul of white bread was between mayonnaise and peanut butter. All right. Let's see what's going on. This one. Yeah, actually, I think that you guys might have me onto something here. I think drinking on stream is much more relaxing than I thought it would be. I'm not feeling anything, but I'm also feeling things are going a little bit easier. So that might have to happen. I'll teach you guys all about all the alcohol they sell in Japan, at least at the convenience store. All right, and then something darker. This way. That needs to be lighter, I think. Yeah, but it's gonna look like a different kind of fruit here. Let's see. Yeah, I got to be careful to not go too detailed though, because the resolution is so low. Yeah, that still reads. And then maybe not white, but that for the texture. Oh yeah, actually the podcast, yeah, we drink a lot. Yeah, we actually, some of the Patreon episodes are just us, a drunken mess. And yeah, so what was the yeah, so sometimes what did we drink the last time we things got ruined with? Oh, we unboxed a one of the Warhammer box sets, and I think it took a while for me to set up cameras, so the guy I was recording with got way too lit before we started recording, and yeah, that was pretty much a drunk cast. But yeah, we do definitely do a lot of drinking on the podcast, because we do a lot of drinking anytime we play games, any RPGs or anything, because it's more fun to just have a reason to get drunk. So yeah, and you can buy those big handles. The handles of Japanese whiskey are really cheap here. So yeah, you can get plenty to drink. You can have whiskey sodas all night, and it makes the game nights more interesting. Yeah, this Friday we're gonna do Star Trek, the second part of the Star Trek Adventures. So I'll put that'll go out on Twitter, and I'll try to I'll cross promote it on this the Abuse Cartoons Twitter as well, so you guys can find it. But yeah, if you're interested, if it's anything interesting, I'm actually not a huge. I like the original 60s Star Trek, the original series, but not a huge Star Trek fan. But the game is really fun. The game is like really well designed, and we're doing a whole series of the starter sets for different RPGs. So we're playing some Star Trek and maybe some Star Wars eventually. But yeah, I think the most drunk we got was doing Game of Thrones reviews because we got so bored by that by where that show went that yeah, I think we got some pretty drunk reviews of Game of Thrones season 8. All right. No way. Oh man, where do you live, Ben, that you're growing shrooms? Holy shit. I guess you can do that in a dark basement, can't you? All right. Let's try some of this. Superliminal. Yeah, that sounds familiar. I can't remember. No, I don't think I have, but that sounds familiar. I think I know what you're talking about, but no, I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any gameplay yet. Sorry, drawing some shadows here. There we go. There we go. Oh, sweet. Oh, part of the U.S. Oh, wait. Did you mention? Yeah, I can't remember if you mentioned last stream. Oh, that's cool. Wow. If you're in the U.S., though, it's crazy late. But I guess if you're on shrooms, then it's fine. All right, I guess that works for this one. Do this on a different layer. Oh, yeah, the cup and saucer are going to be a little... Yeah, I guess that works. Okay. That'll do it. Oh, damn. Oh. Damn. So I guess your real name isn't Bend Over. Oh, man. Yeah, in Chicago, there was a friend that lived at a shared apartment. It was actually a huge apartment, but they were growing weed in the apartment, and I think I said this last time, but it smelled like popcorn. Like when they dried it, it like had this weird smell. It like smelled like a movie theater in the house. I mean, it smelled like weed, but there was like some weird quality to it where it smelled kind of like freshly popped popcorn. Draw a shroom. A shroom isn't gonna be much to draw, just a little dried piece of something. All right, there we go. All right. Oh, man. Okay, well, let me switch over to the comments. I'm curious what people wrote last week. So here, let me try to drag this down. There we go. And comments. There we go. Ah, that's right. The chat is hard to read. All right, so let me just go through this and see what happened last week. So it's hard to know if he was once a box or had ever been. 14 likes, but let's see if I get my grammar corrected. I enjoy getting odd boxes. When I take them apart for recycling, I get some pretty interesting shapes. Oh, it's a new guy. Yeah, I don't think I remember that guy commenting. When they arrive that way, they're just DOA. Most of them, all shapes and sizes, come from the Amazon box for us. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, Amazon sends enough cardboard around. All right. Let's see. Yeah, so that was last Thursday. And here's last Tuesday, March 3rd. Things became very tense once they found out he wasn't a donut. How did that do? Just a second, kind of hung up here. Yeah, whoa, 12 likes, yeah. Lots of likes. Bagels. Oh, bagel shaming should be a crime. Yeah, see, that's the thing I was I was trying to be careful of is, bagels are known as a Jewish food, is very, so I didn't want to make too much fun of a bagel, especially talking about bagels in ovens. Jesus. Bagels have a high, as high a glycemic index as donuts, causing spikes in blood glucose. I'm guessing that Chromosome is a dietitian or some sort of doctor. That's funny. Nice. Well, good. So I didn't offend anybody. That was what I was worried about. Okay, let's try random and see if there's any shaming here. There's a couple of comments. Oh, Katina Cooper, I miss her. She used to be here every week, but it's been a while. And both kept their friends. Oh, sorry, I didn't read the one. Their relationship even endured the rigors of dry cleaning. All right, so shirt and socks. And both kept their friend with them. I've never dry cleaned socks, and I've never gotten anything back from the dry clean folded and bagged, although the folks who did our wash and dry pickup service came close. Okay, All right, one more. Oh, 7 comments. This could get rough. Okay, this is from 2010. Let's see. So sometimes somebody says something that sparks a whole discussion. So cartoons, a diaper's idea of leak proof was confusing to most cushions. Oh, leaky diaper. It depends on the cushion. Depends. I have a new idea to win a pillow fight. What's an 80-year-old woman taste like? Depends. Oh, man. Some pretty foul humor in the comments there. Oh, okay. Let's see. That's what John McCain. Yeah, 9 years ago. So we're back in the John McCain versus Obama election. That's what John McCain said when he was asked boxers or briefs. And your face if a child spits upon you. Nice. All right. Well, that's the joke of the day from 9 years ago. All right. Well, let's switch back here. So a couple of quick comments. There we go. There's joke of the day from the comments from 9 years ago. Yuck. All right. I don't think anybody has ever asked that question before. All right, now I gotta actually... There we go. I gotta actually write these. Okay. So the first idea was... so it was between mayonnaise. There's 2 N's in mayonnaise. 1 N. For the soul of white bread. I have to break. Now maybe I can go and. It was between mayonnaise. I think there was 2 N's. Mayonnaise. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I wouldn't want to read that joke on mushrooms either. Sorry, K5. I didn't mean to turn your stomach. Yeah, definitely no one has ever asked that question. What an 80-year-old tastes like. All right. Let's see. Oh, hey, K5, did I miss your request? So I think we've done 2 hours. We're almost at 3 hours. Oh, nice. Yeah, I can't imagine watching this on mushrooms. There we go. All right, it's something like this. I don't know if that's the right order or not. Let's see. Oh, this is the harder one anyhow. My miscellaneous breakfast joke. All right. Actually, let me try a little bit of this. Do like a fresh squeezed. Ooh, can't turn too many layers off. and this one. Yeah, let's do some orange juice. Alright, I may have to put some highlights on that. That's, where is that here? Yeah, there it is. Turn it down a little bit. Yeah. Nasty. Alright, so maybe here. Needs to be more on the edge. Alright. Oof. Yeah, so that, there we go. There's some orange juice everywhere. Alright, let me take a quick break and get another cup of coffee real quick. I shall be back in just a minute. Okay, be right back. All right. I'm back. Quick coffee refill. Hello, Mr. Instrument. Sorry, I just took a quick coffee break there. You were watching the traffic outside the window there. Oh, so real quick, this is here. Citizen Spaceman is the comic book that I was talking about. So I'm working on the 4th issue of this comic, and it's just kind of a little sci-fi allegory, but it's in Japanese and English. And this was the idea that I was talking about. So this way it reads English. It's black and white inside. But yeah, this way it reads in English. And then you get to the center, so the climax of the story. And if you read it from this direction, it's all in Japanese. And I am going to, I think, change the layout of this, because originally I liked the look of the horizontal, like putting the word balloons and all the text horizontally, and that was fun to lay out, but I think it doesn't read very well. So like some of the later, the reading order is a little confusing for Japanese people, so I have to fix that a little bit. So I think I'll just kind of flip the layout of my word balloons for the Japanese and just try to make it read more right to left, because it doesn't work otherwise. But that's the deal. So I've got 4 issues of this guy that I've been selling at shows in Japan, and hopefully I can come to a US con and sell some books someday. But yeah, so that's the comic that I've been working on, Citizen Spaceman. And the whole idea of the story is kind of a way to talk about, like, you know, living abroad and like being in a foreign, constantly living in a foreign situation that you don't understand, and everything's opposite, everything's backwards. And so I just took that idea and made it space instead of Japan, because a lot of people have written autobiographical, stories about living in Asia, and it's not that interesting. It's not they just talk about the food and the language and getting used to things, and the little anecdotes and the little stories are kind of boring. And because if you're doing it, if that's your life and you're experiencing things in a foreign way and doing everything backwards and always being wrong because it's on the opposite side, you think it's really interesting for you, but actually it's not a very universal feeling, and people are not impressed by your boring foreign life. So I tried to capture that idea, or kind of use some of those feelings, but apply it to a more universal and a little bit more, hopefully more resonant, like science fiction setting. We're talking about how you have to kind of adjust your brain and like widen your idea of what normal is to kind of encompass everything that you're dealing with. So I thought that would work best in a kind of a science fiction settings. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Asia is both. Asia is both of those things. I mean, I think Asia, especially Japan, is trying to be a perfected version of living, and it's also a nightmare because it's both of those things at the same time. And they were talking about that's why China is having a difficult time dealing with the virus, is because at the same time they have the best scientists in the world, some of the most advanced technology and medical research, but they also have people that believe that certain tree bark and plant roots and things cure everything. Like they have that mix of the new and the old, and so people have some really backwards and really 500 years ago kind of thinking about how to be healthy or how to avoid getting sick. And so at the same time, they're two things. And Japan is a bit like that too. even though they've mostly given over to the modern, but there's still this really very contrasting underlying feeling of these very old ancient beliefs, which kind of come from their kind of base religion and everything. And Jose's drawing. What are you scrolling there? Nice. All right, what am I writing here? Let's see. Freshly squeezed orange juice. Improved breakfast. I'm trying the limitation of only so far. Actually, I think I need some orange juice on the knife, don't I? Oh, it's a heart. Nice ASCII art, Jose. There we go. All right. Something like that. Oh, I'll go here. All right, there we go. Oh, maybe actually a couple of kind of random. It's the color. Where is that? Here on the ground. Okay. Ben is being called away. All right. Okay, so freshly squeezed orange juice. Is that a hyphen? Only so far. Ooh, that's almost one line. Let's see. Freshly squeezed orange juice. Improved breakfast only so far. It was between mayonnaise and peanut butter. Oh, wait. It was a battle between mayonnaise and peanut butter for the soul of white bread. Wow, that is almost exactly the same number of characters. That looks pretty weird. But it doesn't fit on one line. It was between the mayonnaise and peanut butter for the soul of white bread. Wow. Yeah, that's the correct spelling of mayonnaise. Damn. Yeah, so this is kind of the over dramatic. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, I've got a mixed race friend in in Japan that is half African American and hates mayonnaise, and of course they love mayonnaise on everything in Japan. They learned that from the Belgians. I don't know who loves mayonnaise, but they put mayonnaise on everything, and they actually, girls take ketchup and mayonnaise and mix them together to dip their French fries in. They call it Aurora sauce. I don't know why, but yeah, it makes it it's very girly pink sauce, so they mix that together. So they make a I think I've shown that on the live stream. They make a mayonnaise bottle about this big that fits in your purse, so girls can carry mayonnaise with them wherever they go because they love mayonnaise that much in Japan. Yeah, I have no idea where that comes from, but maybe it is. I mean, it's maybe a Northern European thing, so maybe it is just a very white people thing. I don't know. But the mayonnaise here is different. They use a vinegar for seasoning, and it's almost no egg whites. It's almost all egg yolks, so it's a little more orange color. Yeah, so the mayonnaise here is it has a different taste, like a richer kind of different taste. It's not as light as like American mayonnaise or the fake American mayonnaise, like the Miracle Whip and stuff. It doesn't taste like that at all. Fry sauce. Okay. Yeah, they call it Aurora sauce for some reason in Japan. But yeah, I like because that's what like that McDonald's special sauce is ketchup, mayonnaise, and relish, basically, right? The Big Mac sauce. Yeah. Is that special sauce? I don't know what that was called. But yeah, so if you just add mayonnaise to that, pickled mayonnaise, then you get, or the pickled relish, then you get to mayonnaise and ketchup. That's the special sauce. I'll still be on. I'll be on for actually, things are pretty close to done. So what are we at now? We're at 3:10. So I'll probably be on for another 20 minutes. Is that long enough to finish a bottle, Jose? But yeah, because I gotta I think tweak these a little more. Mayonnaise and peanut butter for the soul of white bread. Yeah. It was a battle. I don't know if I want to make it even more dramatic. I think that works well enough. It was a battle between mayonnaise and peanut butter for the soul of white bread. And freshly squeezed. Oh, this is the one I want to see if there's any better way. Freshly squeezed orange juice, improved breakfast only so far. That might be close enough. Oh, I think, did I check? Yeah. Let me check the, what's going on here. Sorry, let me open that page. Yes. Yeah. K5 donated 5. I think when I was drinking the sake is when that all happened. But yeah. K5 donated. Yeah, so thank you. So yeah, what did you have a request, K5, based on your donation? I think you mentioned that. Or did I miss it in the chat? Sorry, because I was too busy drinking cheap sake. All right. Yeah, so Oops. So I just want to clean some of this up. Oh, actually, no, I think that works. The soul of white bread. All right. Yeah, the bread. Where's the bread? There it is. Maybe I'll try to thicken that line a little bit because both of those jars are pretty thick. Well, that the lids aren't. So maybe that works. Yeah, I did. Oh, nice. Get myself some ramen. Excellent. Oh, I should. Sorry, I totally missed that. I should have done that during the break. Actually, I can do that on the bigger cam as well. Yeah, is there anything stupid I can take with me? Yeah, let me see. Just a second. Let me fix this line thickness. Yeah, sorry about that. I got all distracted by the sake. So one of the things I can do is change the line width in... yeah, that looks a little bit better in Photoshop without having to redraw anything. All right. Let's see. Yeah, sorry about that. I totally missed that. At the street cam. Yeah, let me see what I got here. I'll be right back. I should have brought my phone so I could have seen what I was doing out there. I think I was behind the "Be Right Back" sign that whole time. But yeah, I had this, the Japanese road flare, whoa, that I used for, we did an Alien RPG. So when shit was going down, I had a strobe light and a road flare. All right. Yes. So thank you so much for the donation, K5. I didn't mean to miss your request. But I'll get some ramen sometime too. I appreciate that. But yeah, that was fun. This is like this is what they have instead of the flares you strike together. Like they have in all the movies in Japan. They just have those super bright LED ones. But yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, it's really fun. This stream has gotten to be a really a really fun thing to do every week. I appreciate all the interaction. It's a good time, and I just hope that I just hope the DEA doesn't end up checking out my PO box. All right. But oh, nice. Cool. Yeah, I should have brought my phone so I could actually see how I was, if I could be seen out there. But I guess, you know, I must have been there somehow. But nice. Yeah, I'm lucky. No car stop for the road flare. All right. Yeah, that's on the other channel, the Auto Red Hands channel, the Alien RPG. Oh, thank you, T3KD 35. I'm sure there's Tech Death. Sorry, thank you, Tech Death, for the subscription. Sorry about misreading your name. But yeah, the Alien RPG sessions we did with all the sirens and everything, which doesn't quite read on the cam, but it worked really well because the table was just lit with fluorescent tubes on the table. So anytime I turned like the siren or any of the LEDs on, it was very Ridley Scott in there. It was all flashy and bright. And I had a soundboard too that worked really well. Thanks, man. Oh, very cool. Oh, sweet. Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, and I will definitely work on a drawing for you too. You've been a great support for keeping me going and actually getting me in good with Hyphonics. The idea of sending that box was brilliant. So that's all you, K5. I thank you for that brilliant idea. Yeah, good stuff. All right. Yeah, I think that works for thicker lines. Nice. Yeah, I wonder if they have carry-out ramen next door. I think maybe just the side dishes they let you take out, because usually the ramen, they don't have anything to put all the soup and everything in at the ramen shop. But that'd be fun to take out some ramen from next door so you could see that. But yeah, there used to be, that's the fifth ramen shop next door that's been in business. They kind of last a year, maybe two, and then they just kind of disappear. And they remodeled the whole place. It's all glass in the front. So the other place used to be like a big metal shutter with just a little door in it. So it was pretty dark in there. But there's really good ramen before. The soup was really good. This one is kind of chicken. It's chicken based, but they put a lot of, it's like fish and chicken mixed sometimes. And I'm not into that. I like it like kind of one way or the other, like pork soup and pork, or fish soup and fish, not kind of mixing it up. But oh no, I've never tried to do pinstriping. Yeah, but I know it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But yeah, no, I always wanted to learn stuff like that. Especially auto graphics are very cool. Like that's a very cool. It's a very cool thing to do. But yeah, I never had. Yeah, I only had kind of like when I was too young. I had older neighbors and friends and stuff that were, or yeah, mostly neighbors and older brothers of friends that were into cars. And then I moved to like a shitty suburb where nobody was into cars anymore, and so I missed that. I missed out on that, like kind of like my high school age. But yeah, that's cool. All right, so yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I don't want to make that any more dramatic as far as the text, So, all right. Yeah, okay, I think that kind of works. No, it's actually, I don't think, I think it's gone by now, any effect that sake would have had. Yeah, went pretty quick. It's good though, it kind of warms you up. When it's cold outside, it's nice, just a little quick shot of hot sake warms you up for a minute, but yeah, not today. It's not very, very cold today. Yeah, I was yeah, drawing was pretty young. I remember like in grade school, I would like sometimes just like draw trees and stuff during recess, and like when there was nothing to do, like usually if there wasn't some big game of boys chase girls or whatever we were doing in grade school, when nothing was going on, yeah, I used to just like sketch trees and stuff, and that's why I went to school, undergraduate school, for like fine art, like drawing and painting, but just yeah, it just didn't stick. I ended up with the ended up going into like animation and more kind of character design, because it just was so it's just very kind of lonely, like weirdly lonely. Fine art seems to have this like you have to have a lot of ego and kind of arrogance to really, you know, convince people that what you're doing in fine art is worthwhile, and I just couldn't I couldn't pull it off, and I just like the, I think I talked about it before, I like the communication, like cartooning and comics. I like the immediate communication of it. It doesn't take so long to produce. Animation is, you know, much more labor intensive and much more harder to produce. I like the life that, you know, animation has, but it's very expensive and labor intensive to do, and especially do well. But comics and cartoons seem to fill that need, you know, to just kind of communicate an idea or a message with somebody, you know, kind of more immediately. And otherwise, anything else that I had done seemed to just be, there was too much disconnection between the, you know, the creation of it and the audience. And so, yeah, I just kind of, it's getting a little crazy. So I just got, yeah, something like that. I just got more into things that had more feedback, and it's probably just because of the internet and everything. Once things were digital, and that was the crazy thing, is when I went to school and got into animation, it was film animation, and so it's all of the old school stuff. Like all my old films are on 16 millimeter, like physical acetate film, and that's just ridiculous now. None of those skills transfer to the kind of digital world, and so I had to kind of relearn everything. And I think part of relearning to do things digitally meant that I wanted them to go faster, and I wanted it to work faster. I wanted my idea to get into somebody's head, you know, faster than waiting for the production time of animation, or just the slowness of you know, doing a series of paintings and then having a show, and you know, so none of that seemed to be satisfying once the digital thing, you know, happened. I think probably a lot of people, that kind of hit people the same way, because I'm sure at art schools it's a very limited group of people that are still, you know, painting and drawing and not having technology have any impact on them. Although there is definitely something appealing about that. It would be nice to not lose files due to corrupt hard drives and things. Oh, cool. Yes. But yeah, that was really good. Really good fun to watch that unboxing. All right. Very cool. All right, I think that works for this one. But I think that's hyphenated. I'll double check just to see. I think anytime, yeah, you're going to use it as a adjective phrase. Sorry, I'm just double checking my... Yeah, because you put a hyphen in anything and spell check just ignores it. Yeah, I think both ways. If it's an adjective, then I'm just going to go with it. Yeah, either way, I think it's correct. That's what I hate about when you check grammar stuff. It's like, yeah, both are fine. It's a gray area. Ben is back from Mars. I don't want to know where Ben went, that he's been gone so long. Oh, yeah, podcast, yeah. Do a podcast version. Yeah, that's something I thought about doing with the stream, is especially the early ones where I'm just like doing stream of consciousness, just talking, is just pulling off the audio and making a podcast version of it. But yeah, I worried that there were too many times, especially like later in the cast, when I was just like thinking of what to write or things like that. I got real quiet, and so all you heard me saying is, "Oh, this is blue and this is green," and so I'm not sure if how interesting it got, but I could actually edit some of that stuff down. But yeah, the early casts have a lot of rambling nonsense in them, so that might be fun to listen to. For you, Ben. For you, definitely. Yeah, I can do that. I can strip, because I can download the archives and then strip out the audio. Yeah, I will give that a shot, because I have that all set up already for the other podcasts. So let me take a look at that, and I can put it on the site and then submit it, and you can have a listen. All right. Nice. All right, so I think we're good for this week. And Ben just got back from the beyond, so it's good that he's still with us. So how long do shrooms normally last? I guess it depends on how much you take, but if it's like other hallucinogens, it's a while, right? It's not you don't spike. It's just kind of it's a slow, long burn. But yeah, I think we're good for this week. And actually, yeah, kind of a little bit more centered. There we go. So freshly squeezed orange juice, improved breakfast only so... Oh, maybe so much? Only so... Improved so much, yeah. That sounds better. Yeah, only so far. Far or much? Nice. All right. Wow. Well, the first alcohol on the live stream, so I think that's going to start being a thing. So that makes it much easier to finish. I feel much better at the end of this stream than I did last week. I was hurting after sitting for 3 hours. So, yeah, I'll show you guys all kinds of stuff. They got little bottles of just about everything at the convenience store. So, and it's just like the U.S., like a convenience store only makes money if it sells tobacco and alcohol. Otherwise, they have no reason to exist. Like their other sales are nothing compared to alcohol and cigarettes. Nice. Only that long? A full life cycle. Nice. Excellent. Well, it's definitely been fun. No problem. Yeah, should I set up a do any of you guys use what the fuck? I'm totally blanking. What am I talking about? I am talking about what is it? Discord? Yeah. Didn't you guys use Discord? So it might be fun to do a voice chat on some streams too, especially when everybody. I want to hear everyone's condition. I want to hear how messed up everybody is. But yeah, I could set up a Discord server for this too. That might be fun to talk. But yeah, if everybody. Oh no. Is Discord a mistake? Is that something to avoid at all costs, Jose? Cool. Uh-oh. Yeah, the podcast has a Discord set up for when we do live streams, so we kind of take questions and stuff while we're doing the reviews, if there's anything that people wanted to know about. But yeah, I didn't think about doing that for the cesspool. Oh yeah, I guess private Discord, right? So it might be good to I can set up a private Discord and then just let oh yeah, no, yeah, that hasn't quite happened here the same way that it has. Like China has a crazy bicycle scooter thing. I think just bicycles, because bicycles are, yeah, Asia loves bicycles. Yeah, we don't have scooters. They're rental scooters here. There might be some small amount of bike rental, but it's, I think, still pretty much the old type, not the GPS, smartphone app type. Yeah, no LA. That hasn't happened here, and I think it's already in Japan. You've got bicycles and people walking in cars all in the same space in a lot of places. So I think it would just make it even worse. The kind of interaction of things that can kill each other is not good. But yeah, no scooter rental. Cesspool. Oh man. Yeah, I don't have. I'm only on a couple of Discords, so I didn't know how messy it gets. And I guess yeah, if you leave it totally open, then it can get pretty funky. I'm sure people just rolling in, and I'm sure the sound quality is all kinds of mess. All right, okay, I think we're good. All right, let me make some JPEGs while we're on. I'm glad I have you guys to consult about these things. There we go. Nice. Let's do this. So wait a minute here. Where's the... Oh, that's right. That's right. Gotta resize it. Okay, there we go. That's why I was getting such a weird result. All right. And that's just a Photoshop action to resize these for the JPEGs. So all I'm doing is hitting F12, which I set up to just resize everything to the size they asked for. All right. There we go. Yeah, that would be cool. Jose, if you want to, yeah, if you think that would work, I don't know what, what you think. And especially if it's if you can like private it or protect it just anybody that's in the chat. But yeah, we should try that. But let's do that next time, because it's almost dinner time, so I gotta wrap things up. But yeah, let's do that for next time. I'll hit you guys up next week, and also let you know. So this Friday we're going to be playing some Star Trek, and I'll let you know if I can do another cartoon day during the week, do another live stream, and we shall see if that works. But that would be great. Very cool. Well, thanks everybody for joining me, and the website is abusecartoons.com. Of course, Twitter is abusecartoons, and gocomics.com/domestic abuse is the archive of everything I've done so far, and these go up on Tuesdays and Thursdays there. And I will be back again next week. And of course, the Patreon, if you want to support the cartoon, get some more live streams, and also get signed art and books and stuff, is patreon.com/abusecartoons. So thank you so much for the donation, K5, and I will be back next week, and we will do some more. So I'll put in on the Twitter if I'm going to have a chance to do anything extra. Yes, I will avoid. Nice. I'll avoid that corona as much as possible. But yeah, see you all again, and everybody take care, and you avoid that virus as well. So we'll be back again next week, virus free. So everyone, have a good one, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye. Thanks again.